All right, good evening, everyone. Tonight we're going to take a look at the market, see what stocks are blowing up like the Philadelphia Eagles, and let's check out what's going on this week in the market. All right, Monday, there's no real economic news to report. Tuesday and Wednesday are two really big days around 10 o'clock. That's when Chairman Jerome Powell is speaking in front of Congress. Um, Definitely be careful with your 9:30 plays because the market can move either way based on what he's saying or what they anticipate he's going to say or his speech. So be careful. In that early morning play, it's best to kind of get in after he speaks and just ride the wave of the market. But that's at 10 o'clock on Tuesdays and Wednesday. And then we got more Fed speak at 2 o'clock on Wednesday. Thursday, we got core PPI, and PPI dropping at 8:30. And on Friday, we got more retail sales. So expect some things happening around your XLPs and your retails, whatever your favorite trades are in the retail sector. All right, so that's it in the market. Monday, no news. Tuesdays and Wednesday, Chairman Powell is speaking at 10 o'clock, so we got to be careful with that early morning 9:30, 9:45 plays going into Chairman Powell speaking in front of Congress. Let's take a look at earnings this week. All right, Tower Semiconductor, TSEM. So we still got some more, and on semi, we still got some semiconductor stocks to play. So take a look at Nvidia. Nvidia, we was kind of in going into 128. We'll take a look and see if it's got past that 128, 130 mark, or if it's going to fall back down. So take a look at semiconductors, SMH, next week on Monday. McDonald's is a play. I am looking at the play. We'll take a look at in the charts in a moment. Money.com is another. All right. And then on Tuesday, we got Shopify, which, if you know, for the last 2 or 3 weeks, Shopify has been really moving. So those are those 21 days in the earnings stocks you might want to look at the swing trade going into the earnings, but you'll see. Who else? BP is an oil play. So you'll be looking at XOM and BP and CDX because oil is in play on Tuesday. Humana. It's a good stock to play. I played it the other week. Made some good mornings on it short. Going into it, Wednesday, we got Generac. So when you have Generac, you'll also be looking at Deere and Cat and stocks you might want to play besides Generac. But that's on Wednesday. So some industrials to be in play. Biogen, I'm not a big fan because of the spread, but it may move. So when that moves, you might find some of the other pharmaceutical stocks moving. Moderna is so beat down right now, so you'll be looking at like Eli Lilly instead of Biogen, LLY. Robinhood and Reddick, big favorites on Wednesday. So on Thursday morning, you'll be looking at some of those Reddick stocks. Robinhood is definitely in the play on Thursday. We got John Deere, as I mentioned, with Generac. So if Deere and Generac is in play, so you probably be looking at Caterpillar, maybe a cheaper option to play alongside of those, or you put all three of those together on a chart and you get your confluence and see which direction they want to move and jump in your best play. Thursday, Coinbase and DraftKings, Palo Alto Networks, PNW, and Airbnb. AMAT, all big plays going into Friday. Oh, and there's that Moderna. So LLY is probably a stock I'll play watching Biogen this week. And Moderna on Friday. Then you got Airbnb, Applied Network. So you still got some semiconductors on Monday. So you might be looking at NVIDIA or AMD. They'll get some volatility and movement based on how these semis moving. ARM is another favorite now. That is a good play. And then Tuesday, we got Shopify and Humana. Tuesday might be a little open. Like I said, you'll be probably waiting after Chairman Powell speaks at 10. That day, I'll probably pivot back to my FANG stocks. And I'll be looking at Amazon, Google's, NVIDIA's, Tesla's, and see how they move based off the Fed news. Wednesday, maybe the same thing. Fed speaking at 10. I look at the FANGs. Thursday, maybe looking at Caterpillar and Hood and Reddick based off of these earnings announcements. And then Friday, you got Coin, AMAT, Moderna. So you'd be looking at Lilly and some stocks on Friday. All right, let's take a look at the charts and see what some of our best setups coming into Monday. Like we said, we mentioned McDonald's is in the play tomorrow morning. So let's take a look at a couple of charts. Before we get to McDonald's, let's take a look at BABA. BABA is really setting up well for a play into the morning. It got past 103, which was a big sign of resistance. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour, we got resistance right here at 107. See, it got past that 103. Now let's take a look at the daily, where we are. And 103. So BABA is definitely one of the stocks that's on my watch list for the morning, along with another Asian stock, FUT. Both of those moved pretty well over the past week. You see, FUT has to get past that 105 on the daily, and if it breaks over daily point of resistance, that's a big indication. Well, last time it got rejected when it touched, this was back on December 9th, and it flushed all the way down, and now it came back up and retested. But let's take a look at what it did overnight. We said it was 105 on the daily, and it's clearing that 105. We see this 8 EMA on the hourly. If it stays above that, it's setting up our A plus. FUTU and BABA's Asian stocks are definitely on the watch list tomorrow. If nothing else, they gap up so much. If they start to fall together, you can take a short back into 105, see if it settles, then catch it again for a back run up to 110. So if I went back down to the 21 EMA, 105, and then run it back up. That's FUTU and BABA. Let's take a look how McDonald's is looking pre-earnings. McDonald's is definitely in the play for me because of just of earnings, and it's going to move. If it gets past this 297, 298 in the morning, look for some more run up to the upside. Let's see how it's looking on a 4 hour. 296. Let's look how it looks on a daily. Strong area, 296. Yeah, if it gets above there, we can run back up to 300. So McDonald's is in the play. And then if it gets rejected, hey, we'll run that. We'll take it back down, $4 to $5 back down to the 290 range and get out. So McDonald's and Chinese stocks are definitely in the play. Let's look at another one. This is one of the big dogs. We'll take a look at Meta right now. Meta's been crushing it. Everything pulled back a little bit on Friday. So, look for some of those stocks that have been bullish that pulled back on Friday to probably find their trend. So, Meta on the hourly has to get past 718. If it don't, and we see weakness here with QQQs, we'll probably just don't trade it. I wouldn't trade it to the downside. It might just remain chopped in between this range. It's not worth my play, but I'll keep my eye on if it breaks this 718 and keep going. Then Meta is something I'll be watching. Let's take a look at Eli Lilly. Lilly's the same thing, has a good point of resistance at 886, 864. Maybe you catch it on a bounce off of 864 and run it back up. But if not, then I will probably stay off with Eli Lilly until we get closer to some more of those healthcare pharmaceutical announcements. On the 4 hour, see, back to 855, it could fall. Then want to go back up and retest. But the structure is still bullish, so that just means you buy the dip and run it back up. But because we got some pharmaceutical announcements this week, you want to see how those go before you swing. But for a day trade, buy the dip and run it back up, get in and out. All right, we talked about MCD. Let's take a look at one of the big dogs in the market that, for me, is a little bit more easier to call for a swing, and that's Tesla. Look at Tesla on the 4 hour. It's just been falling and falling and falling. Look at Tesla on the daily. It broke the very key level, 372. Now it's 361. We are below, and here's the 200 all the way back at 296. Probably gonna swing trade this one, and a squeeze fired on the daily on Friday. So This one, I'm probably going to do a lottery trade. I looked at some option contracts. Take a look at a few right now. This one, I'm looking to short. Let's look at one going out to next week. Let's go. And I'm probably looking more down here around 330 range for about 315. That's for next week. With this breakage, I think we can keep going. I'm looking at the daily 4-hour. Let's go out here in an hour, look and see what we got. So what I wouldn't mind is it bounce back on up here to 360, 367, then I'll buy a short. If it goes up, I'll buy a short and then catch that and then ride that short out for the rest of this week into next week. But Tesla is definitely a stock I'm thinking about shorting. And the reason why is, let's take a look at how the ES is setting up. So the ES has not been the strongest, right? Overall, but it has maintained a certain level, hasn't dropped too much. This is the drop on Friday. We show some strength trying to get back up here. 67, 77 is a strong part of resistance, but if it retested this and falls, then we'll catch that one on the fall. And that's probably what I would coincide with Tesla taking a dip. Let's look at the SPY. Looking at the hourly on the SPY, about the same. Let's check the 4-hour. So SPY drop is showing it wants to maybe try to come back up here to the 605, but I think it's still weak. But again, Chairman Powell speaking on Tuesday and Wednesday, and that can cause a lot of volatility in the market, kind of change the structure. So just something to keep your eye on. Probably for SPY, I'll definitely just be day trading that. See how the QQQs look like going into the Monday. So QQQs have broken over the 525, which is a good area of support. Let's look at the 4-hour. So QQQs, just like the SPY, looks like it might want to go retest its highs from Friday, but I don't see it getting past this 530 range. It's been rejected once and twice. It got a little bit above it, 531, and got rejected. So even if it chops today, you have to keep your eye on it. I may find a short, and then I'll hold off on Wednesday because I just don't know what it does. So it might just stay between 520 and 530, which is just a range of chop this week until we get real confirmation. If it want to continue to break this 520, that's where I really would like to take it. And the same thing until it really gets past 530. Otherwise, it's chopping. And if that is the case, then you just want to find the most bullish stock or the bearish stock and just play that one or two. Because if the market is chopped, then you know what you're going to get. 520, 530. All right. So what are we looking for on Monday? We're looking for the earnings announcement with McDonald's. Let's take a look at Uber is another stock that we're looking for. It's on our watch list for Monday. Uber had a big time breakout. It's had a positive earnings report. The company is profitable. And like Palantir and others, once these companies become profitable for the first time, they really take off big time. It's the time to kind of buy the stock, swing trade it, do a leap, because all the sentiment is going to be behind the company now, because now all of those investors for years is everything is in the green. All right, so we're looking at Uber, McDonald's, SPY and QQs in the chop range. So just be careful, know your supports and resistance. Only buy near the bottom or the top. Stay away from the middle. Baba and FUT are the other two stocks. So on Monday, we're looking at a couple of Chinese stock, Baba, FUT. um, McDonald's, and the SPY and QQQ only near support and resistance. Swing trade play is probably going to be Tesla to the short. All right, that's our video and our market update going into February 10th. And if you like this video, please like and comment and hit subscribe. All right, be blessed.